Hi guys, James from DBG here, and it's time for, well, the continuation of the bolt action goodness I've been doing lately, and it's time for another unboxing. I'm slightly going off the idea of doing unboxings, because usually it takes me quite a bit of time to get to actually doing the stuff inside, so you can't actually see the finished products for many weeks or sometimes even months later. Yeah, looking at grey piece of plastic, yeah, I'd rather show off completed miniatures. But since this is new, I pre-ordered this from All of Games, released last weekend, which was the 31st of July. So I thought I'd buy it and start 2 more bolt action armies. These are going to be small ones. I'm going to add enough to make them 750 points each. Nothing major. I've got other stuff that's going to be 1500, 1250, etc, etc. And this is just going to be purely what's in here, plus some support weapons and maybe a couple of extra squads, since Water Games do sprues separately, so it's quite easy to pick up a few odds and sods that way. And last of all, if you hear any noises outside, it's still rather hot here in the UK. Not as bad as it was, but I've got the window open in my little office, so you may hear some cars and maybe a couple of trains because I live right next to a railway track. But anyway, apologies for that. So let's just crack this bad boy open, see what we get inside. There's some extra bits in here, and there's one thing that I'm not sure about, but we'll see. Anyway, so as you can see, this is the new, I wouldn't say new, additional starter set for bolt action. This time it's set in the Pacific Theatre. You've got US Marines against Imperial Japanese Army. Now if I flip over the back, it gives you the contents. You get 2nd edition rulebook, 24 Marines, 24 Japanese infantry, an M3 A1 half track, which is a thing I'm not 100% sure about. A Type 97 Chiha medium tank. The cool thing is we get 2 terrain pieces, or 3 terrain pieces. You get 2 spider holes and a pillbox. You get a booklet, so you can play through a campaign, quick reference, which is always handy. Obviously all the stuff you need to play the game and assemble the models, leaflets, templates, dice, etc, etc, etc. So that's what you get in the box. I'm not going to linger too long, so I'm just going to get my scalpel and we are going to crack open this box. Right. It'll be interesting to see the Marines. I've never actually seen the Marines before. I have seen the Japanese stuff, and I know for a fact the Japanese stuff have a criminal amount of flash on them. So anyway, so here's the rulebook. This is a full rulebook. It should have army list in the back. Yeah, it's got army list in the back for the 5 main protagonists in that. Then we have the Guadalcanal Island Assault booklet. We've got Guadalcanal. Oh, it gives you, oh, this is really cool. It gives you painting stuff. Didn't realise that. Some scenarios. Yeah, it's just a really good quick start guide. That's really cool. I like that. Right, that goes to one side. And we have the reference sheet. Gives you everything you need to check up in when you play the game. Then you get 2 card rulers, each 10 inches long. Bag of dice. You get some 6-sided dice and the order dice in green and sand. You get your obligatory damage marker for the vehicles. This is going to be one of the resin pieces. That's going to be the other resin piece. We'll look at those in a minute. M3 half track, You've seen me do one of those before. It's not the nicest kit to put together, so we won't dwell on that for too long. Basics. More basics. The obligatory US weapon sprue, which you will need for the Marines. We have here, this is the Japanese. These are the Marines. You get 4 sprues. There's 6 miniatures on each sprue. Yes, and as you can see, we have 2 additional dice. There is the Type 97. Again, we won't look at that because I've already done a video on that. Pill bases for the prone models. I hate prone models, so I'm slightly annoyed they're in here, but what can you do? We have the pin markers. Oh, not the tripod. And what I suggest you do with these pin markers is, actually quite handy, is you dry brush around there with white or light grey. The other thing is you just buy loads of these, and then when the unit gets pinned, you just put a number of these next to the pinned unit. It's more obvious that way. We have the templates and everything you need. So there's all the last templates for the different size artillery. And there's all the tokens you're going to need to represent when troops are hidden. Up here, that is to represent a jammed turret. That's for marking artillery strikes and airstrikes, stuff like that. Then we have 2 decal sheets. One's for the M3, one's for the Chi-Ha. We have these, which I really like. So there's 2 for the Chi-Ha, because you've got the one armed with the howitzer and the one armed with the anti-tank gun. You've got the M3 half-track. What's this? This is flags, because you can attach these to your Japanese infantry. Half-track instructions. Oh, what's this? Oh, that's obligatory packing label. And then we have the instruction booklet for the Chi-Ha, and one for the Marines, and one for the IJA. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to look at the Marines, adjust the Marines, and then the resin pieces and everything else is going to go straight back in the box, because I haven't seen the Marines and I really want to see the Marines. So bear with me 2 seconds while I just chuck everything back in the box. That's good. Right, you've seen these before. I've done that with the US force that I did and then sold. So that, right, there's Japanese. So, the US Marines. Focus, there we go. I'm actually really surprised. There doesn't seem to be an awful lot of flash on these, which is kind of, see, that's where the arm was that's been floating around. Not too much of a problem. So we've got rifles here. I think they're M1s, M1 Garands. There's a Thompson. Another Thompson, another Thompson. There's a BAR. And 2 M1 carbines. Oh, you've gone out of focus again. Focus. There we go. And a shotgun over there. And you've got your main bodies there. And unfortunately there's a prone dude just there, which I can't stand. There's I really like, I'm going to have to use that pose. One of the officers. The M1 at slope like that. There goes all the arms there. I've got the equipment there. We've got the helmets. I'm quite interested in the helmets because I want to know how many have got covers on. looks like pretty much all of them have got covers on. And then this way, focus, focus. There we go. And then we've got a wounded guy, and then we've got the side hat and the forage cap. Okay, because I have an idea of doing Merrill's Marauders, which are the volunteer battalion, or division I should say, that went round Burma with the Chinese fighting the Japanese in Burma, which ties in really nicely with the British that I've got. So I might do that. Anyway, so here we have a spider hole. A spider hole is basically just a sneaky little Japanese man in a pit in the ground with camouflage, and when the troops walk past, these guys just shoot them in the back. And there's another one. I think that I should have had a top, but the top doesn't appear to be there. Unless it's in the other one. And here we have the bunker, which again is very cool. Resin, so it's going to need a wash before I do anything with it. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one has a hole. I could be wrong. Anyway, so that is the Island Assault box. Handy little addition to the bolt action range, I do agree. I really like the way they've done it. I really like this little booklet. It's very akin to the bigger boxes they do. If you remember way back when I got the Battle for Berlin box, and it had a similar booklet in here with all the scenarios and stuff like that. You know, so I think that's a really good thing. And to have all your painting guides and force. There you go, there's a train. Just wait for that to go by. There we go, just gone. So yeah, I think this is a really good introduction and the way of dealing with stuff. And obviously you've got a play sheet on the back of that as well. So yeah, as I was saying, M3 half track I think is an odd choice to put in this box. My knowledge of the Pacific side of things is not as great as my knowledge of the European and African side of things, but I don't remember reading that much about M3 half tracks being utilised as much as normal trucks, and I don't know why. So I think an M3 half track is an odd choice, to say the least. But I'm pretty sure that someone in the comments would like to enlighten me. That would be really cool of you. If not, I'll do my own research. So, as usual guys, thank you for watching. Do check out all the links in the description to all the stuff that I can never remember, and do all the YouTube stuff, like and subscribe and all that. It really does help. Our sub count is slowly going up. I still haven't managed to talk to Chris about doing a giveaway. I will get around to that, and we will be doing one as soon as humanly possible, or as soon as we can actually get together and see each other after this weird pandemic-y weirdness. Anyway, as always, thank you guys for watching. Take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.